This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Hi everyone, and welcome back to a brand new speed build. Today I have a Ravenwood Manor for you guys, and I'm so excited to share this because this is the first build that I'm sharing with you guys from the new expansion pack that we got a little over 2 weeks ago, I think now, and it's called Life and Death expansion pack, and you probably already heard so much about it because my video is out a little bit too late, but that's okay. You know, life gets in the way sometimes. But yeah, so when I got the hands on this pack, I didn't really know what I wanted to do at first, and then I looked through the entire like build and buy catalog and everything, and I was like, I kind of want to build like a fancier home, because with this new expansion pack, obviously the whole thing is that it focuses a lot on death, but also on living. That's why it's called Life and Death, but like it's focusing a lot on death. And so when I was seeing like all the videos that people were posting with this new pack, most of them were like dark, you know, houses, if that makes sense, like dark Victorians, like the Grimm's Manor, Grimm's apartment, like, you know, stuff like that, like for occult sims. And I love that, and don't worry, you're going to get a video or a build like that as well for me, don't worry. But I wanted to do something a little bit different and like build a quote-unquote normal house in this world. So the new world is Ravenwood, which, by the way, I absolutely love that name. I think it's such a pretty name. And there's also like some other, like the areas in this world, names that they have are freaking amazing, and I love them. But yeah, so I decided to build a little bit more like quote-unquote regular. It's very fancy, which is kind of what I wanted to go for, because in this build I did want to use as much as possible from the new pack. So you will see that most of the things I use are from the new pack. There are a few things that I couldn't use from the pack, but I tried to use as much as possible. But I knew I also wanted it to be a little bit more of like a Victorian kind of style, because that fits the entire vibe for this pack. So I did go off of a picture from Pinterest, so I'll plop it up here on the screen right now, so you will see like why it looks the way it looks, if that makes sense. But I really liked the fact that this house had like two kind of towers in the front, and I don't know, I really like it. And the picture itself is very like black and white, so in the beginning you will see that that's kind of what I did, and then throughout the build you will see that I kind of just changed it a little bit, because I felt for me it looked a little flat with it being like white on white. So I decided to use some other swatches instead. It's kind of this like, I don't know how to explain, like brownish color maybe. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, and I really like it. So all the windows and stuff like that are from this new pack, as well as the wallpaper that I use from the outside, and I love them. They come in so many good swatches. But before I continue like talking about that, I was going to mention this like 2 minutes ago. I am so sorry if I sound a little bit different. I think I might. If you missed it, or if you don't follow me on Twitter, you will have no idea about this, but I moved last week, or no, this week, which is why there wasn't a video last week. So that is why I might sound a little different, because I think the like acoustics and stuff like that in this room is a little bit different than my old one. I will talk about that later, but I am so sorry. I am going to use this video kind of as like a trial to see if I need to change anything when recording voiceovers and stuff like that. My friends have been saying that on Discord, like when I'm in like calls with them, that I sound more real. And I don't know what that means, but apparently I sound more real. And then also I live around like a lot of other people, so that's why I might not be as loud as usual. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that right now, but I will talk more about my move and stuff like that later on in the video. But for now, I'm going to continue talking about the build. So yeah, I absolutely adore the new windows and doors and stuff like that we got from this pack. I don't end up using the doors, I think, in this house, just because they're very big and they're very, I don't know, they're very special. They look really good, but they like didn't fit in with this house, so I didn't use them. But I do use the windows. So all of the windows, I'm pretty sure, except for the little round window at like the top of the roof, all of the are from this new pack. So every window except for that little one is from this new pack, and I love them. I love that we have different versions of them as well, and so you will see like the bottom parts changes also with like the swatch you're using. So if you're using one swatch, it might be like plain down there. If you use another swatch, it might be some like pattern or something like that. I decided to go for one with a little bit more of a pattern just because I really wanted to use it because it looks so good. But I love them so much. And then we also have these new like glass windows that I use on the kind of like, what is it called? It's not a greenhouse. It's not a solarium. Why did I call it that? I don't know. Like the sunroom, I guess, on the right side of the build. I used the new glass roof and the new windows we have from this pack out there or on that one, and they look so good. They have some like rust on them. Rust. That's what it's called. They have some rust on them and it looks so good. And all the windows as well, like I said, it depends kind of like on the bottom of the window, but also there are versions where like the glass is broken and stuff like that, which I love. Obviously for this one I didn't use those swatches, I used like the quote-unquote regular windows, but for the other build that I've started to build with this new pack, which you will see probably next week hopefully, I used the like more like broken windows because again they fit for more like a darker build, or like for one maybe that is haunted, or for like a cult or for ghosts and stuff like that. So obviously for this house I imagine there to be like a quote-unquote regular family living here, so I didn't use that. But yeah, I absolutely love that we have the option now, because that's something that I've been wanting for a really long time. Because even though I don't build a lot of like rundown things, like if you've been here before you know that that's not really my thing, anytime I do kind of do something like that, I want to use like, you know, windows that are smashed or whatever, but I haven't been able to because we haven't really had that in the game, but now we do, and I'm so excited to use them because they look so good. And I also love that they're like matching like whole windows, if that makes sense. So like if you're building a build, you don't have to have all the windows smashed, you can have like one or two smashed, and that's so good and so realistic and I love it. But yeah, honestly, I was so surprised by this pack because when this was announced, I'm not gonna lie, I was not that excited because it just wasn't really up my alley. It was kind of when Lovestruck was announced, I talked about in the videos that I released around that pack as well, that I wasn't like super excited for the pack because I didn't think it was something I was gonna love. But then when it came out, I realized that like the build and buy was amazing, and that the same thing happened for this pack. Because again, I thought it was gonna be like a lot darker and like again just like run down stuff, but there's not. Like you can make builds like this one, and I love it, and we have so much build and buy things, and I am so excited to share this and to just like play with this in other builds as well, because I feel like it will blend very well with other packs. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to go through as much as possible of like what I used from this pack in this build, so that if you are thinking about getting this pack, you might see what, you know, the pack offers. So like I said, I used the windows and also the siding. I used like a brick siding for the entire outside. There are a lot of different wallpapers within this new pack, which I love. I love this brick one, it looks so good. We have another one, like we have two versions of it, one that has the corner brick kind of that I use on this one, and then we have one without the corner brick, so like it just plain brick, if that makes sense. And then we have some other like I think like outside sidings and stuff like that. But then my favorite wallpaper in this entire game, like this pack came within my new favorite wallpaper in this entire game, and it's one that I used in the teen's bedroom, and it has these like ravens on them and it looks so good. And then like some other swatches have different like patterns to it, so I used the same wallpaper in the kids bedroom, which by the way, this house is for 2 parents, 1 kid, 1 teen, and a toddler. But in the kids bedroom I used the same wallpaper but just in a different swatch, and on that one there are some like owls and stuff like that, and there's another swatch with like skulls on it, and I absolutely adore it. It looks so good, and I'm gonna use it in like as many rooms as possible from now on because it looks just so good. I love it. The raven one especially, it just blows my mind. It looks so pretty, which again, I didn't think we were gonna get like wallpapers that I liked from this pack, but we did. And then another thing that I wasn't expecting from this pack was like the roof decorations. So I used a couple of different roof decorations from this pack. Obviously we have a new chimney which I used in the front, which I guess it would be classified as a roof decoration, but that's not really what I was thinking about. The thing I was thinking about is the kind of like spikes that come up from the roof. So you will see that on like the top of the roof on some parts there are some like spikes and stuff like that, and those are from this new pack. And again, we have a few different options, like swatches from those, Why did I say those so weirdly? I'm super tired, by the way, also. But we have some like a few different swatches for those spikes. I'm gonna call them spikes. I don't really know what they would be called, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna call them. And I think the swatch I used have like a little bit of rust on them as well, again just for the wear and tear. And then we also have a different kind of spike. I don't know what they're called. If you know the actual term, let me know, because I don't know what to call them. But on the kind of like tower pieces, so like the tower things on the front of the build, obviously I used a octagonal, I think it's an octagonal or roof piece, and at the top of them you will see I use another spike, and that's also from this new pack, and I love them. And then you won't see me do this on camera, I think, but off camera I put the new also like weathered roof decoration on, because we have a decoration now where like it looks like the roof is like destroyed, so you see into like the paneling of the roof and stuff like that, or the paneling, I don't know, the wood frame of the roof, I don't know how to explain it, but it looks so good. And I put them at a couple of places in this house, but I felt like I didn't want to overuse them because this house isn't supposed to be very run down, but I also could not use them on this build, so I decided to. But oh, they look so good. We also have a new roof. So again, the glass roof that I use on the bump out on the right side of the build, again, that's a new glass roof. But then also the roof for the rest of the build is new, and I'm going to be using that in so many builds because it looks so good. This is a weird thing that I feel like only I pay attention to, but I love when we get new roof patterns, because I don't know why, like the roof can truly make a build, and having different roof patterns, just I love them. Especially this one, it's so detailed, and it has again some more like weathered options and stuff like that, and I love them. They also have some like weird colored ones, which is really cool, that I didn't use for this. Obviously I used a kind of like black gray option, but it looks so good. But then another thing they use for the exterior, I'm trying to go like from exterior and then we go into the interior, like the new things. But then for the exterior, I also used some new like wall lights that we got. So by the front door, for example, you'll see like the lights that I used by the front door. Those are new, which I also, is a weird thing that I feel like, again, no one else pays attention to, but I love when we get new outdoor lighting because I use them on all my builds, and I feel like they also like make the build sometimes. So that's really fun. And then I also used some new some new like lanterns that we got from this game, because the lighting in this game, or from this pack, is absolutely amazing. So like I said, we have the outdoor lighting, and then we have those little like lanterns that I use by the front door, and I use them I think in some other places on the exterior as well, and maybe on the interior too, I don't remember. And then we have some new candles that I use on the interior on this like triangular kind of like what's it called? Not board. Triangular little tray. It's called a tray. So that's really fun. I love them, and I use them in a few different places also on the interior, maybe on the exterior, on the back. I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know. And then what else did we get for lighting wise, that is? We got some new like ceiling lights, and then we also got some new I think we got two new like standing lights. I used one in the living room, which I absolutely love, and we got some other lights, and I love lighting. Okay, I love when I got like small lights, again like candles and stuff like that, because I love cozy lighting, which again I'm gonna talk about this later on as well. But like when I moved into the place I live right now, that was one of my main priorities, is that like I want cozy lighting everywhere, because I don't want to have on my ceiling light. Like right now I'm sitting in my room and I have like a little like planet light thing that I can like change colors to, which obviously it's purple because of course, and then I also have like two fairy lights, and they have some candles lit and stuff like that, just because the cozy lighting is everything. Okay, it's literally everything. But anyways, on the exterior I also used we have a new like stargazing blanket thing. I don't actually know what it is. I think you might be able to woohoo on it. I don't know, but I know you can probably stargaze on it. I know for a fact you can stargaze on it. So I used that, and then I put a telescope right next to it on the exterior, because also for the exterior of this build I struggled so much because I didn't know what to put there. Like, I don't know why, I just struggled so much. In the end, it ends up not having a lot of exterior space anyways, which is probably for the best, but it didn't have enough space to put a pool, so that also kind of like threw off, like, what do I put here? But I put some like seating areas and some like, you know, outdoor dining areas and I don't know, whatnot. I think I also put a bar outside, which is weird, but I don't know, I feel like it fit the vibe. And then I also put the new swing set and the new monkey bars that we got. We have 2 new swing sets, if I remember correctly. One that matches the new monkey bars, they're like kind of like metal wired ones, and then the one I used in this build on the front, which you've already seen probably, is kind of like wooden, and I love it. It looks so cute. It also has like a little bit of a like overhanging roof at the top. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the way I'm gonna explain it, and it looks so good. And I don't know, I know it's also weird to get like excited about a swing set, but I really like it. And I think that was kind of it for the exterior, maybe. I mean, I used the new fence and the new railing and the new stairs on the exterior. We have 2 different new like fences and railings. The ones I used in this one are a little bit more like fancier, and then we have another one that is made of wood, which I don't think I used on the interior either. I don't think so. But I really like both of them. This one is like really big though. Like, it's huge, and I didn't really know if I was going to use it, but then I was like, it's really the only thing that matches, because the wood one looked good, but it didn't fit the whole like fancier vibe, because the vibe that I wanted to go for this house was, it's a manor. Like, the people who live here have some money, and actually what I was thinking is that one of the parents in this house, they're a funeral director, because that is the new, we have 2 new careers, I think, in this game now, or with this pack, I think, and one of them is, I don't think it's called a funeral director, but that's basically what they do. And then we have the other one, which is like you can become a Grim Reaper, which is really cool. But I was thinking that one of the parents is maybe like a funeral director, so I also put the new like funeral director award thingy in their office, because I don't know, it just kind of symbolized that, because there's no other way really to symbolize that, but that's what I did. And then on the exterior I also put a what's it called, a wishing well from Romantic Garden, because it just fit. Honestly, it just fit. But again, I struggled with the garden because it's supposed to be like a fancier house, and so the exterior I was like, what do I do? I don't know what to put. Like, I couldn't really put a sandbox. Well, I mean, I could have, because there is a toddler in this house, but it just didn't really fit. So yeah. Anyways, I'm so sorry also if this voiceover is like kind of incoherent. Again, I'm very tired. I just feel off. I don't know, I've been feeling off since yesterday. I've been so tired, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I moved and like now it's the weekend, so I can like kind of like relax, but I don't know. And then, but yeah, I don't think there was anything else for the exterior. Again, I know I said this before and then I started talking about other things, but I genuinely don't think there's anything more for the exterior. Like when it comes to this pack, at least, I don't think so. So on the interior, I had so much fun because, again, I tried to use as many things from the new pack as possible. So I start with the kitchen, and oh my god, the new kitchen things we have from this pack are absolutely amazing. We have new counters, cabinets, fridge, oven, what's it called, like sink, dishwasher, bar stools, like everything. Also, sorry, my phone is buzzing. Hold on, let me turn off the sound. There we go. Now I can talk about kitchens. But yeah, I absolutely adore the new kitchen sets we have. They are so beautiful, and I absolutely love that the fridge, stove, dishwasher, and like sink that we got, they match with the new counters, so they all kind of like fit in seamlessly, and it looks so good. Obviously for this house I went for kind of like lighter vibe, like it's very white and with some like black accents on the interior, but mostly white and gold. And so I used these swatches for the counters and stuff like that, in that like white swatch, and it looks so good. They have like a marble countertop, and again, they look so sleek and so pretty. And anytime I build like kind of like a fancier house, I never know what like stove and stuff like that to go for, especially because we have some counters that works, but like some, especially like the stove and the fridge and stuff like that, I never know what to go with. But from now on I'm going to go with the ones from this pack because they look so good. And then I also had this little bump out on in the kitchen that I didn't really know what to do with, so I decided to use the kind of like modular cabinet thingies from the Coasty Bistro kit out of all things, but they worked really well together. And I just filled that up with like some, I don't know, kitchen things. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So other things that we got also that, for instance, I put on that little like shelf cabinet modular thingy, I don't know what to call it. Those are some bottles. So now we have some like liquor bottles, which again, really weird thing to like, I don't know, be excited about, but I am super excited about those bottles because as someone who builds a lot and who wants to clutter everything up, having those bottles, being able to put them in like kitchens or like in bars and stuff like that are just so good. And also if you size them down, they can definitely pass for like perfume bottles, which is really cute. So we have two different versions now of liquor bottles, and they come in like twos. So like the one version has like two bottles that look in a certain way, and then the other version has two bottles that look in another way, if that makes any sense. So I also put them on the bar on the exterior, I'm pretty sure, like one of them, and then I used both of them in the, again, on the shelves in the kitchen. I don't know how to explain that. But yeah, I absolutely love those, and I'm going to be using them in so many different videos because we have or so many different builds. Because from the Coasty Bistro kit, we got like a wine bottle, but it only has one swatch, and I also used that a lot in this build, to be fair. But then we also have some, like, from base game, we have a like wine holder thing, which I think I also use in the kitchen in this build, but like those are the only kind of like alcohol things that we have in the game. So anytime you build like a bar or anything like that, you can't really use anything else, but now we have different ones, and I'm so excited because they look so good too. And again, if you size them down, especially one of them has kind of like a wider bottle and like a shorter wider bottle, and if you size that down, it can definitely pass as a perfume bottle, which is really cute. But then in the kitchen, I also end up using some of the new flowers that we got because we got I think like three or four different like new flowers, and they're like small decorative ones. So we have one that is it's really small, but it's a small little like rose thing. Like there's some like a few roses in like a vase, and it looks so good, and they have a few different swatches. The swatches on that one is a little weird, I'm not gonna lie, but I used them in a few different places around the build. The one I used in the kitchen, I think, has a black vase, and then the flowers are this kind of like deep plum color, and I love them so much. And then we also have a different flower that is, I don't know how to explain them, but they kind of look like twigs, and then at the end there are like some different flowers, but they don't look like greenery flowers. They look not dead, but kind of dead, if that makes sense. And I used that one all over this build because the ends of the flower kind of have a few different colors. So I use, in the bathrooms, I use one with like a white base, and then the flowers are light pink because they look so good. And then in the kitchen, I think I used one where the flowers are a little bit more purple, and I use them in the like hallway and stuff like that as well because I love them so much. And then we have another one that looks like they're not flowers, they're more like fussy twigs. I don't know what to call them, but they were like decorative more, and I used that in the like parents' bedroom, I know, right next to the mirror, and some other places. But yeah, so we have a few different flowers, which I always love. Like, I wish that every single pack included new flowers because I love me some flowers. If you didn't know. I love flowers. I cannot take care of flowers though. Not at all. Like, I have to have fake plants because I'm really bad at them. I've killed, I think, 8 cacti in my days, and that how, I don't know, because cacti don't need anything. They literally don't need anything, and I've killed 8 of them. It's impressive, I know. So I didn't need fake ones, but I still love the look of them, you know. And in my builds, I always put them in like everywhere, like empty corner, put plant, empty, I don't know, shelf, put a plant. Plants always work, you know. But anyways, so I think that was it for the kitchen. And then in the dining room, which is just off of the kitchen, I used the new table and some new chairs. We have 2 different new chairs. We have these ones that are kind of like a wood kind of, I don't know, the backing is wood, and then we have a different type of chair, which I use in I think I use the one in the office, by the bookshelves, and then I use them also in the hallway, which you won't see me use, but those are really pretty. And everything matches in this pack, by the way, which is absolutely amazing. And they all come in this like white swatch, and then if they have metal on them, they have this like gold part, which is what the swatches I use for this one, like the white and gold. And then we have some other of the swatches have like black and I think silver and other things, and they just look so good. I also use in the dining room, I also use the new side table that we have, which I absolutely adore. It has this like marble countertop as well. This like marble shelf top. It's not a countertop, it's just a marble top. You know. And again, the bottom is like kind of this gold, which is really weird because personally I'm a silver girly, but I don't know, white and gold just looks so good together, and then black and silver just looks so good together. Also black and gold look good together. I'm a silver girly myself, but for this build I felt like the gold was, I don't know, it was just calling to me, you know. And then in the dining room I also use a fireplace that is really small. And I don't remember where we got that from. I want to say we got it from Crystal Creations, but that's not right. I don't know where it's from. It's really small though. But it's really small, which is really good because I wanted to use a fireplace, but the other fireplaces are so big, so I just used that small one and it fit the vibe perfectly. And then in the hallway, I don't know what I used from this pack really. I guess some just like a few decorative items, I think. And then in the living room, I used so many new things as well. Like I said earlier, I do use a new like standing light, like a floor light, but I also used the new couches that we got. We got two new couches, one 3-seater and then a love seat. I used the 3-seater ones in the living room, and then I used the 2-seater, like the love seat, the 2-seater ones in the kind of like sunroom. But again, for the living room I used the 3-seater ones, which I clutter up with some pillows because they don't have any pillows or anything like that, which is weird. But now that we have like pillows in the game, I think it's fine. Like you can just put them on yourself, I guess, to kind of just match the vibe you want. But I still wish there was some pillows on those 3-seater ones. And then we do have a new armchair kind of. It's a what's it called? I forgot the name. It's a rocking chair, but I didn't use that in the living room. Instead I paired it with the ones that we got from the Modern Luxe kit, because I did use the Modern Luxe kit a lot in this house just because they fit so well together. Like this new pack and Modern Luxe kit, they fit very well together, at least in the swatches that I use. Again, the white and gold, they fit so good together. So I used the chairs again from the armchairs from that pack, and then or that kit, I guess. And then I also used the new fireplace, but the new fireplace, on the top of it has this like beautiful pattern, but it has like a skull in it and stuff like that, so I didn't want that to be in this house. Like I feel like the skulls didn't really fit the vibe, so I instead used a TV to kind of like cover up that part, and the TV fit perfectly, so I'm just thankful for that. And then I also used some new bookshelves because we have a few different new bookshelves actually. I think we have 3. 2 of them are like the same but for different heights. So this house is built on the medium wall height, so I used the medium wall height bookshelves in the living room, and then on the upstairs, which has the small wall height, I used the small wall height bookshelves. And then in the kids room I also used the new bookshelf that's kind of meant for kids rooms because they have some like decorations within the bookcase that kind of makes it look like it's for kids room, but honestly you can use it in whatever. I don't think it actually matters that much. But I love the new bookshelves because also we have 2 different we have 2 different white swatches, and the colors on the books changes depending on, so I was able to make it look like they're two different bookcases with different books in them, because otherwise you might want like a bookshelf on either side of the fireplace, but then you have to use the same swatch, and then it looks like the same books are on both sides, and that just looks really weird. But with these ones I was able to, you know, make it look like they're not the same, if that makes sense. And then I also used the new coffee table that we got, which I love this new coffee table. It is a hexagonal, I think, coffee table. Is that how you say that? I think so. I don't actually know. And then I also used the new rug, I think, in there. Actually I used 2 rugs. I used one from the Industrial Loft kit, I'm pretty sure, the fuzzy one, and then under that there's a black one, which is from this new pack. But I also used the new rug in the dining room, like under dining table, and then I used a circular one in the parents' bedroom and in the bathroom and stuff like that. I used them honestly wherever because they have so many good swatches, and I really like the size of them because you can put them basically anywhere. And the round rug also, a few different of the swatches have like are not round. They changed the shape a little bit, so a few of the swatches are like hexagonal and stuff like that, which again I think is super cool. But yeah, I don't think there was anything else in the living room. I don't think so. Not that I want to mention, at least. Not that I remember. And then again in the sunroom, I do use the new like love seat, which again they look so good. In this pack in general, I noticed there are two different vibes of the furniture. There's one vibe that is kind of more like it's wood based and it's a little bit more like old school, fancier, you know. Again, the dining room chairs are from there. The fireplace and the bookshelves are kind of in that vibe as well. But then we have another vibe that is a little bit more like, it could still be old school and like fancy, but it's also a little bit more like modern, which I kind of mix the two in this build, which I really like. So again, the love seat is kind of in that more modern vibe, whereas the like 3-seater couch is more in the older like wood vibe. I don't know if this makes any sense. But yeah, in the sunroom, I don't think there's anything else like particularly from this pack that I used. I just put a like piano in there and some storage basically, because I didn't really know what to use that room for, but I wanted there to be some gameplay element. So again, I used the piano in there because I think it just fits. And then also in the bathroom, you've already seen me do it probably at this point, but there ends up being 4 bathrooms in this house. You end up obviously seeing me just doing one because that's how I always do, just show one bathroom because they all look the same. Because you will see me do one of the downstairs bathrooms, and all the bathrooms look basically the same. There's just like a few different, I don't know, decorations, I guess. But we have a new sink that I use in the bathroom, which I tweeted about this, but it's really weird that like I think like 2 years ago maybe less than that, I don't know, we got an update to all the sinks, so they have like slots so you can put like soap and stuff like that on them automatically, and you don't need to use like the red shelf or anything. But this new sink for the bathroom doesn't have that, which is really weird. So like I had to use the red shelf because they don't have those slots, which is really weird, and I tweeted about it. But it's really weird. But I do love that sink anyways, but it was just weird because I don't know, it doesn't matter for me because I already don't use those slots. I usually just fill them up and then clutter over them and then, you know, take away the items to put on those slots because I want to put them wherever I want them. But I thought it was weird for like other players that might not have the red shelf or like the tool mod or anything like that, so they might want to place things directly there. So it's kind of weird for me that they didn't. But anyways, we also have a new bathtub and a new shower, which again, they look so good. Although I want to say, and I feel like this is something I hear from at least one simmer every time there's a new expansion pack or a new game pack or anything like that, but the Sims team loves giving us bathroom stuff, and I don't know why, because it's not like bathrooms are like the most fun to decorate, but the Sims team just keeps giving us like different bathtubs, showers, toilets, like whatever. In this pack, I'm pretty sure there wasn't a toilet, but everything else, you know, I don't know why the Sims team loves giving us bathroom stuff so much, but I'm not gonna complain about these ones because they look so good. The bathtub is kind of like this marbled bathtub, and I think the shower also has some like marble, and again, I absolutely love it. And then in the bathroom, I also end up using that circular rug that we got. I also used a shelf from the new pack. I used 2 shelves, one that is next to the shower that is kind of this like standing shelf, like it looks like a I don't know what to call it. It's not a bookshelf. What is it called? It has a name and I don't remember it. Well, it slipped my mind, but it looks like more of like a storage unit, and it has some like bathroom stuff in it already, so I just used that right next to it. And then above the toilet, I put another shelf that we got, and from that shelf there's a towel hanging, and the swatch that I used, it's this kind of like dark towel on it, but it has the like a little Grim Reaper and a little moth on it, and I love it because I love moths, and the Grim Reaper is just really cute in that. But yeah, I put that above the toilet and just cluttered that up as well, and I think it looks so good. In the bathroom in one of the bathrooms upstairs, that is like the master bathroom, above the or like where the bathtub ends up being, there's a screenshot of this, by the way, because I love how this turned out. I put like 2 new shelves that we got from this pack, it's one shelf, but I put 2 of them, and I sized it down, and I didn't use it in any other place in this build, but it's this one shelf, and it's kind of just singular it's kind of just this like singular shelf, and it has some I think it also has some like marble, and then at the end there's kind of this like kind of a railing, like it stops it so it doesn't, so things won't fall over, and I thought it just fits so well in a bathroom, so I put some like, I don't know, bathtub things in there, like some bath salts and stuff like that. And again, you won't see me do this, but I put a screenshot of it in the screenshots because I just love the way it looks so good, at least according to me, and I am definitely not biased, I don't know what you're talking about, but I had to size them down a little bit because the original shelf is really big, but then also, so I can't believe I forgot to mention this already. Or I haven't mentioned this already. I don't know how, but as I'm watching like the video back right now, I don't know how well the voiceover synced up, but I noticed 3 things that I haven't talked about, and I feel like I have to, because I put them as decorations in the kitchen, in the dining room, in the living room, and in the sunroom, and I haven't talked about them yet, but we have like 3 new decorations that I use all over. First off, we have a little music box, and I love it. It's in the stereo category, so I think it works as an actual stereo, but it's a little music box, and I love it. It looks so cute, and it kind of just, like, if you don't actually use it, it's shut down, so it doesn't look like the lid is on, if that makes sense. It doesn't look like a music box, but you can use it as one, and I love it so much. It looks so cute. And then we also have this little mushroom. It's like my new favorite thing. I love this little mushroom. I think it's supposed to be, it has some purpose because I'm pretty sure it's in the activity category, but I don't exactly remember what its purpose is. I just love it because it's a mushroom and it's really cute, and it's holding like a little flower, and so I use it as a decoration all over this house because it looks so good. And then we also have a little like incense holder, and it's so small, but it's so perfect to put in just like different places as decoration, and I love it. It looks so good. And then another little like decoration thing that I put in the teen's bedroom, I don't put it anywhere else because it didn't really fit the vibe for the house, but in the teen's bedroom it fits so perfectly, and it's this little jar with a little ghost in it, and it looks so cute. We also have a different shelf that I think I end up putting in the teen's bedroom as well. I think I end up putting it there, I don't know, but it's this shelf, and it has the little ghost already in it, and it looks so cute. And I love this little ghost. It's so cute. But again, I didn't really fit the rest of the vibe for the house, but the teen's bedroom is a little bit darker, and I was thinking that teen is into like tarot cards and stuff like that, so that bedroom ends up being a little bit dark and has like the little ghost again because it looks so good. But yeah, anyways, going back to what I was talking about, so like I mentioned before, this house has 4 bedrooms, but we start off with the master bedroom, and I used one of the new beds. We have 2 like double beds. I was gonna say queen size beds. We have 2 new double beds. We have one that, if I remember correctly, it's like a 4-post bed. I think so. I don't actually remember. I should have known this, but I didn't use that one. Anyways, I used the other one, which I love. It looks still so fancy, but also a little bit more like modern, and I used it in a black swatch, and it just looks so good. And then I used the new like side tables that we got from this pack as well, because I don't know, this side table looks so clean and just so good. And then I also used the new dresser in that room as well, because again, it looks so clean. It's kind of more of the you know, I was talking about before how there are like 2 vibes to this pack. It's kind of more in the like modern sleek vibe, as well as the like bed is also in that vibe, and the side table is also in that vibe. And I also used the new little ottoman that we got, because I honestly forgot we got a new ottoman, and then I was building this room and I needed one, and I saw that, oh, we have one from this new pack, I might as well use it. So I used that. And then I am a little bummed out though that we didn't get like a bigger dresser from this pack, because I wanted more like a wardrobe, but we didn't get one. We just got a like smaller one that kind of works as a side table as well. So I paired that in the parents' bedroom together with one that we got from Vintage Glamour, because it kind of just fit the vibe in there. And then I use a mirror above the like what's called the dresser that we got from this pack. I used a mirror above that from the Lovestruck expansion pack, I think, and then in the corner I ended up using another mirror, like a full-length mirror as well, so your Sims can, you know, check out their full outfits if they want to. And that one I think is from the Basement Treasures kit, weirdly enough, if I'm not wrong. I think it might be from that, but again, it just looks so good. And I really like the parents' bedroom. I didn't really know what to do in there at first, but then in the end I really like it. There also ends up being a fireplace in there, just because I felt like this is the type of family to have a fireplace in their master bathroom, no, bedroom. Because again, this entire family, or this entire house, is a little bit more like fancy than like a normal family house, so I kind of went a little bit more fancy. And then after the master bedroom, I do the office, because there also ends up being an office space upstairs, and I really like the office. It's really simple, but I used the new desk that we got from this pack and the new office chair, because we have that as well. I wasn't expecting that, but they look, again, so clean and so chic, and again, they work very well with the Modern Luxe kit. Again, I feel like they just work so well together. The curtains that I use for the majority around this build is from that pack. For the windows in the kind of like tower section, if that makes sense, I sized down the curtains that we got from the Storybook Nursery kit, because they just work so well in those windows if they size down. If they're sized up, obviously they don't fit, but if they're sized down, they fit the windows almost perfectly, so I decided to use them because they also fit a little bit more like the fancy vibe. And then I also used the bookshelves in the office and the new like side table lamp as well, because we got a new one of those. And then we also have this new decoration that is like an hourglass. So I felt like that fitted very well into the office, you know. I don't know why you would need an hourglass in the office, but maybe you need one. So I put one there. That's all I have to say. But yeah, and then I do the teens bedroom, and like I said before, the teens bedroom is maybe my favorite room in this entire house. And I know I sound like a broken record, so I won't say it too much, but this teens room is so up my alley because, as I mentioned like thousands of times, I am really into like tarot cards and stuff like that. I don't know, not about the like whole like reading of them, but just the look of them, also because they're a big part of my favorite book series of all time. But I just really like that vibe, and now we have some new like tarot card like posters and like prints in this build, so I used two of them above the bed in that room, and it looks so good. Honestly, the artist who worked on those from the Sims team, like, props to you. Those are like the prettiest things I've ever seen in my life. They look so good. I highly recommend getting this pack just for those, honestly, because they look so good. But I also use some other like poster decorations from this pack, because we got a few different like paintings from this pack, but none of them really fit in this house, at least for me, because there's some that are fancy, but they're like too fancy for this house, and then the other ones aren't fancy at all, so they don't fit at all. So it was kind of like a it was like they're too fancy or not fancy at all for this house, so it didn't really work out. But in the teen's bedroom, I also end up putting a wardrobe, obviously, because the teen needs to have their clothes somewhere. And the one I use, I think, is from high school years. Again, the teen's room is like black and gold theme instead of white and gold, because it just fits so well. And then the desk I end up using, I think, is from the Crystal Creations pack, and I really liked it because of the small little shelves they have everywhere, so I was able to put like the little ghost in there and stuff like that. And then I also end up using a bookshelf from the voice crack from the I think the University game pack, or game pack, what? Expansion pack. I think it might be from there. I don't know. But in general, I wanted the teens room to be dark but cozy and to feel just like homey to me, because again, this teens room is definitely something up my alley. I might not have it as dark, but I would still have it pretty dark, but I really like it. It looks really good in my opinion, and I was really excited to do it because of this new wallpaper and the new like tarot card posters, because they look so good. The bed I used in that bedroom, by the way, is from the high school years expansion pack, because I felt like it just fitted very well, because it has these like black and kind of like creamy colors on the duvet, and again, they just look so good together, at least in my opinion. I did also put the new tarot card deck that we got from this pack in this room, as well as some like crystals and stuff like that from the Crystal Creation stuff pack. Again, just because I wanted this to feel a little bit more like magical and stuff like that, and yeah, I really like it. And then after this what? After this room, I move on to the kids' room, which I honestly struggle a little bit with because I didn't know really what to put in there, but it ends up being a lot lighter than the teens room. And I used, again, the same wallpaper in the teens room, but just in a different swatch, and it has these like owls on it and stuff like that. And I was thinking that the kids' room, that kid is just into being a kid, like they don't really have a particular interest, but I was thinking that they might be into soccer or football, as it's supposed to be called. I don't know why I call it soccer, it's football. But they might be into that because I did put some like football posters in there, but then also some like trophies and stuff like that, so maybe they're into that. And then for the toddler's bedroom, I had a time of my life in there because I used the storybook nursery kit in there, which we like, it's still new for me because I think we got it like a month ago, but it looks so good. So I used the wallpaper from that pack, which that wallpaper is also so gorgeous. It's like one of my favorite wallpapers of all time. That together with like the new one that we got from this pack, like I was mentioning before, is probably my like top wallpapers in this game because I love them so much. And then I used the new toddler bed that we got from this kit, from this pack, which is also why I wanted to use like to have a toddler in this house, because I just wanted to use that bed because it's a toddler bed with like 4 posters, and it's a, wait, I don't think you call it like that or say it like that. I think it's called like a 4-poster toddler bed. There we go. But they have some like fairy lights in the seal, like in the top of it, and it looks so good. It looks so cozy. So I just wanted to use that. And then the rest of the things from like in that room are basically from the storybook nursery kit because they just fit, again, the vibe so well. Because they're kind of supposed to be like, again, storybooks, so they're kind of like princessy and stuff like that. So they just fit the vibe for this house in general. So I felt like maybe until like the toddler has grown up and like can decide what they want themselves, the parents were like, hey, you're gonna have things that match our aesthetic. So maybe it will change as they grow up, but I really like it, so I feel like it fits very well. But I think that's it for the house, and I don't know if I have anything else to mention about this pack. I don't know. I absolutely love it. And I'm not just saying that because I was able to get it through the Creator Network. I'm saying that because I genuinely love this pack. And I think it's one of the best expansion packs the Sims team have done in a while. And yeah, I really like it. And it looks so good. I love this world too because there's so many different aspects to it. I know some people are mad about like the seasons or whatever. But honestly, just I feel like that what the Sims team said about it, it's supposed to be like eternal autumn, makes sense. And also some people are like really mean to the sim gurus on Twitter, which is not okay. If you have opinions, that's fine, but don't bully someone because of that and like leave hurtful comments and stuff like that. That's not okay. If you were one of those people who did that, I don't want you here. I am so sorry, but I don't want you here because that's not the vibe that I want on my channel. I want everyone to be kind to everyone. So if you're one of those people, thankfully, goodbye. Thankfully I don't know why I said thankfully. I was supposed to say like thank you for being here, but goodbye, because I don't want you here. But yeah, anyways, I really like this pack, and so yeah, I don't know. I don't think there was anything else about this build that I want to mention. If you have any questions, as always, just ask down below. Now I can ramble for the next, like, we don't actually have that much. I think we have like 5 minutes of me rambling, and that's about it, which if you've been here before, normally have like 50 minutes of me rambling and not just 5, but you know. So like I mentioned before, I did move. I now live in dorms, which is really exciting. They're not like typical dorms, I guess, but I have my own room and I have my own bathroom and stuff like that, but I share like a kitchen and everything. But yeah, so if I sound, again, a little bit weird, that would be why. And that's also why this video is out late, because I was busy last week like packing and moving, and it was taking a lot of energy. And then yesterday I was so tired all day because it was like I could finally like breathe out after I've moved. And then today I'm also super tired, but then I realized that I have to get this video up. This might be up tomorrow though, on Monday instead of today on Sunday, because I honestly don't know if I have the energy to edit this tonight, but we'll see. Obviously you will know since you're watching this, but yeah, so I moved, and I really like my new room. I was really excited about moving just to decorate it, because this is the first time in my life I'm living in a room where I don't have like slanted ceilings. So I have like full on walls, and the wall height here is so tall. It's like 250 like meters, obviously. I think it's like 2 meters and 50 centimeters or something like that. Like it's really tall, and I had a lot of fun. But I think that's also why the like acoustics might be a little bit different than my normal room, you know. But yeah, it's so much fun moving here, and it's such a cozy vibe. I think I might have destroyed my classmates though, because I had some people like come in here and just they wanted to see my room, like what I had done with it, and they were all just like, oh my god, this is the coziest vibe ever, and now they want their rooms to look like this. And I was like, I'm sorry. I love the cozy vibe in general. Again, like I said before, I have like cozy lighting, and I have plants everywhere, and I have just like blankets everywhere, and I have my stuffed animals everywhere, like my plushies and stuff like that. Which, by the way, I might have a problem because I'm started to like collect Piplup plushies, and I don't think it's a problem. I think it's a good problem to have, but I love Piplup. Piplup has always been my favorite Pokemon ever since I was a kid, and it just carried on. So I love Piplup. So if you have any like Piplup like plushies that you've seen anywhere, please send a picture of them to me, and I will try to find them so I could buy them, because I really want more. I love my Piplup plushies. I don't know what to tell you. They are so cozy, and I love them, and they're amazing. I also got to like decorate my own bathroom for the first time, because I've never had my own bathroom before, so I was able to like put whatever I wanted in the bathroom, and that feels really weird. And it feels really weird like not living with my pets anymore, because I love my pets so much, but I can't live with them now. But to be fair, they're only like half an hour away, so it's not that far. I can see them anytime I want. But yeah, but that's it. That's been what's been happening in my life. I've just been moving and preparing to move and been in school at the same time, so it's been a little bit hectic, but it's nice now. Now I have some time, you know, to just sit here and do whatever. And now it no longer takes, so it's 30 minutes between like my college and my house with car, but if I take what I used to take the bus and the train, and then it was an hour and a half. So now I have like 3 hours a day more than I had before, because it would take an hour and a half here and then an hour and a half home. But now I live like 2 minutes away from my classes, so you know, I have all the time in the world to like play games now. So hopefully I can be more consistent about the uploads, hopefully. But yeah, anyways, that's basically it for this video, and I really hope you liked it, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!